Hey everyone, Steve from Build This Brick, and I'm back with another movie tie-in. This one's a big one. We got the T-Rex Rampage. The tie-in is actually Jurassic World, but this is actually kind of there's a throwback to the original movies of Jurassic Park. It's a big set. It's considered a 16 plus with over 3,120 pieces. I'm thinking this is going to be gigantic because this box is heavy and just the scope of the T-Rex itself looks like it's going to be really big. I'm excited to see all the little characters, all the minifigures look like they're very true to life to their characters from the movie. And I know there's a couple surprises that are actually built into the gate in the back, which I think is going to be a lot of fun to see. But I won't spoil that until after we actually get it all done. We can talk about that in the review. So let's go ahead and do a box opening and we'll see what we come up with. So as is pretty typical with this box, we have a whole bunch of numbered bags up front, but we do have a secondary box back here. And just looking through these, it looks like a kind of an odd collage, but we have what looks like some of the later bags mixed in with some of the early bags. So like I see 2 and 3, but then it seems to kind of jump around to like 11 and 13. So we'll go ahead and open up the second box just to see what bags are in here. Yep. Okay. There's our pretty thick guidebook. It looks like it's split into 2 sections. There's bag 1. So yeah, it's a total hodgepodge of mixed bags. But that looks like everything. Nothing else on the box. I did see we've got one that's not marked, so we'll have to kind of keep this one at the ready. Looks like mostly base plates for the gate. But yeah, we'll put that off to the side. But we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll see you on the other side. Thanks. Alright, Ron, we're back, and this is the finished product for T-Rex Rampage, which is the Jurassic Park inspired set we've been working on. It was a really cool build. It went by very quickly. It is divided up into two sections quite nicely. You have both the dinosaur and the gates, and you can really choose to do that in any order that you like. Basically, the two books that it is built through each cover their own little section, and it's very easy just to kind of pick whatever you wanted to start with. So if you didn't want to do the dinosaur yet, you wanted to get into the actual building of the gates, then that's definitely an option for you, and it'll give you a lot of fun things to build there, and then you can come back to the dinosaur later. It's also an easy way to kind of split up the project so that if you want to present it to your kids and have them build one thing now and one a week later or something, that would be a really easy way to do it. The sets are both really cool in their designs. A lot of neat things going on with them. We'll talk about the T-Rex first. She is a big character overall, and actually quite a bit of weight to her. However, there are lots of little cavernous spots throughout to kind of cut back on the overall weight of her. And she does actually hold her position very well. The legs have actual gearing inside of them, so they move fairly easily, but it doesn't feel like it's going to topple over at any given point so long as you move the legs correctly. And like I said, I feel like that'll hold for a long period of time. So you actually let this sit on the shelf for a couple of years, and I don't think it would flop over or anything due to gravity over time. The mobility is a little interesting. In the neck, it needs to kind of bend up just a little bit for all the pieces to fully attach. It does try and pop up a little bit here and there. But the head does have a fairly good degree of mobility. The mouth opens all the way up. The tongue is really cool. It sticks out. It looks like the dinosaur is actually roaring when you have the mouth all the way open. So it feels like it's just right out of the movie, which is really cool. The back tail actually moves quite a bit, kind of feels serpentine-like, but it does have full mobility in the back with a back and forth set in the middle section, so you can kind of place that around however you want as well. So really, she is just a very cool display piece. I plan on having her sit on my desk, work over my computer as I'm going, and I think it's just a really neat way of expressing how Jurassic Park looked. And it really holds up and is a fantastic dinosaur. And it even, I got to thinking about it, like the little compy dinosaurs that are in the movie. I feel like this is just about life size if you were to compare. Obviously, she's a T-Rex, and we're comparing her to compy, but it does feel like that would be about the actual size of one of the really small dinosaurs that run around in packs from the movies. So that's kind of cool. So we'll set her off to the side, and let's take a look over here. So then we have the actual gate itself, which is its own nice little montage from the movie. The front of it is pretty much like an exact replica of what you would see in the movie. It's very true to life. It has all the torches and everything. It has some moss and stuff growing up on the sides. I will say that's a very free-flowing part of the build. Don't feel like you have to get all the growth done exactly right, because it is kind of hard to see where all those pegs go with all the blending in that goes on there. But they are a very nice variety of plants that you have in there. And really kind of make it feel like the nature is kind of growing around the wall before you go inside. There is a little lever on the back, a little turn piece that opens both the gates simultaneously, which is nice and smooth. It has no real problems binding up, so it's very easy to open up for whenever you want to have a little Jeep come through. Hopefully we'll see a Jurassic Park inspired Jeep come along here pretty soon in the classic colors. When you turn it around back, there's a whole bunch of little mini dioramas from famous scenes in the movie. If you know the movie well, you're going to instantly recognize them. I will say that there are a couple little funny, interesting little things that are in here that I'm not going to spoil on this video, but you will get a kick out of them. And I'll mention those a little bit later on, but I'm not actually going to spoil them. But you have all the various things that come with the characters. You have something that kind of portrays that actually goes along with them. So you have Malcolm in his bed when he's injured. You have the ice cream eating scene when Dennis Nedry drops the canister that has the embryos in them. It has the little mudslide that they fall down into. We have the broken eggs from when the dinosaurs learn to mate and hatch. We have the power regenerator section where Ellie Sattler is the power back onto the park. We have Dennis Nedry's computer station. And we even have the little toilet from that famous scene with the first major encounter with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's also a couple little hidden features on the side. Most of these plates open up, and while most of them don't actually have anything that corresponds with them, there is one little hidden cabinet that has guns in them to deal with the raptors and stuff. And there is an access panel to get into the power storage area for Samuel L. Jackson's character for when he goes in there earlier. But really kind of cool. Not necessarily, I wouldn't call that a playable area. It's more just for looks and for nostalgia purposes. But it is a nice little feature for helping build up the gate and allows it to be more than just a giant wall, essentially. So it's really cool. As far as the characters are concerned, the likenesses are all really good. They all have pretty spot on personalities. They're a lot of fun. I do think it's a little funny that Malcolm's skin color changes between his hands, his face, and his chest. And it is a little funny that they actually left an open shirt, but it was a pivotal part of the movie. I guess everybody liked that, so they left him in, which is kind of, I guess, funny. The main characters, all of them have their little icons that they come with. So, like Dr. Grant has the raptor claw. Ellie Sattler has her flashlight. Dennis Nedry does have his splat face from when the spitter actually spit on him, which I thought was a really nice touch. If you don't want to, play with that side, you can always flip it around to the other side when he has a more normal-looking face as well. As far as those two little cameos that I mentioned, I'm not going to give them away, but you're going to instantly find them at both the beginning of the park build and the dinosaur build. Keep an eye out for them. It is really kind of cute the way they integrated movie nostalgia into the build itself. And one of them in particular, I was very surprised they actually put in because it's kind of a more surprising scene, let's just call it that I would not have figured it would have made it into a Lego, but it did. And so it's definitely worth checking out. Just be forewarned, if you have little kids, they might get a little shock out of it, or they might not even understand it, so who knows. We'll know about that. But overall, this is a fantastic build. It's one of my absolute favorites, and I know I say that a lot of times on these videos, but this set really is pretty cool. It's very large in nature. It shows off everything that it's supposed to in grand detail, and I think it's going to look great on a shelf. As I said earlier, it's going to kind of sit on my computer desk and help me out while I'm working. And I just really enjoyed this one overall, and I think you're going to get a big kick out of it as well. It does seem to be selling pretty good, but it's not one of those ones that overly sells out overly fast. So I think you'll be able to find it for quite a while longer before it becomes too big of a collector's item. But really, the characters alone, I think, are just very unique and interesting. And when it goes in with the whole overall set, I just think it can't be beat. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll get another one out to you guys as soon as possible. As always, happy building, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.